I'm Kyra Vidas reporting from Hallis Hall. The Foresters finished yesterday's game off with a victory, bringing them to 4-0. I'm here with Coach Cat to recap yesterday's conference play. Coach, congrats on being 4-0. So let's talk about your defense. Yesterday they played very well again. What else would you like to see in the upcoming games from them?
We need to have that ability to not have the one drive that is a mistake. Yesterday we had 2 penalties that extended their one scoring drive. And if we can prevent those types of situations, we could have gotten out of there with a shutout. And those are the things as we're trying to continue to tweak and improve what we're doing. We have to do that. We have to become the team that doesn't have that one drive where we just let them go ahead and get yards and things like that. We had that problem a week ago. We did it again this week. And so we just need to finish the game and not have that one drive where we kind of loosen up and let people get yards and then eventually for them to score.
And your defense could be one of the best defenses in the conference. Do you think that is enough to carry you for the conference championship?
They say defense wins championships, and I'm a firm believer that if we have 1 point on the board, that our defense should be able to do enough to have us win the game. Whether it's good enough to win a conference championship, we'll be able to tell a lot more about that over the next couple of weeks. But right now, we're just worried about going 1-0 this week.
And so let's switch sides now to your offense. They haven't been putting up big numbers lately. Are you still pleased with their overall performance?
Yeah, they played with more consistency yesterday. We were able to move the ball through both the air and on the ground. And I think that the biggest thing that we need to have going into this week is we need to not have that penalty that creates a drive killer. Yesterday we had an offensive pass interference. We had a holding call. We had a delayed game. We kept getting penalized on the offensive side ball in things that we have great control over. And if we can make sure that we're doing the right thing there and not having that moment on second down where we now make it a 2nd and 15 instead of a 2nd and 10 or a 3rd down and 12 instead of a 3rd down and 6, I think we'll be in much better shape. We've done a better job of converting on 3rd downs. We've done a better job of mixing up our play calling. I just think that we need to have that consistency of not shooting ourselves in the foot, so to speak, when we're going down the field.
Okay, and so let's talk about Pat Clark, your defensive back. He had 2 big interceptions yesterday. What do you think he recognized to make those plays effective?
I think the best part about Pat's performance is he had one of those interceptions in man coverage and one in zone. And so he was able to recognize the route in the zone play, and he did a great job of getting over the top of the route and being where he needed to be. In the man coverage play, it was an outstanding individual effort. He got over there, the guy crossed the field, he didn't get distracted by what was going on in the backfield, the quarterback was scrambling around, he was disciplined and stayed in coverage, and he made the play. Then he ran down to the 3-yard line, and that set up what ended up being the game-winning touchdown. Pat has a lot of great athleticism, and as he continues to grasp our defensive concepts, he's only going to get better.
And you received big contributions from your freshmen, Alex Pazowitz and Charlie Quinn. Do you think those are stepping stones for them?
Yeah, those are 2 guys who are very talented running backs, and they've been kind of behind Alec Howe as a senior this year a little bit. So we've used Alex in the slot, we've used Charlie in the slot as well as receivers. And Alex getting his first touchdown yesterday, and Charlie contributing about 90 yards rushing. Those guys really spurred our offense a little bit on to get the ball down to the end zone and into the end zone. And so if they can keep up that consistent contribution, the future can only be bright for them.
And so next week is homecoming against Carroll. From what you've seen from earlier results, what do you see coming this week against them?
Carroll's a tough team. They've done a great job with their offense, and they received a nice little boost last week. They received their All-American tailback back after he had missed a couple of games, Lamont Williams. And Lamont is a very talented player. He's had 150-plus yards. He's been a conference player of the week multiple times. And so he's a guy we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to. They're a little young at quarterback, and so they've been rotating some different guys in there. So we don't necessarily know we're going to get there, but we want to make sure that we're staying consistent in what we do. And if we can do that on defense, we should be okay. Offensively, for our offense, their defense, they play very aggressive coverage, and they're very good up front. And so this is going to be a battle of 2 really good defensive teams that like to run the football on offense, and we just have to see how the game progresses. Last year was a 13-10 game. It was very close. There were some missed scoring opportunities on both sides of the ball, and I think that if we can play consistently, we stack up pretty well against them. It's going to be a very physical, very intense game. There's no doubt that Carroll's going to come down here and bring that same intensity. And so I'm looking forward to it. They're a very good football team. They've been in the top 3 in the conference most years. They were tied with that 8-2 record last year with us, and so we want to make sure that we are ready for the game, prepared, and that it's a great homecoming game.
Okay. Okay, well, great. Well, good luck next weekend, and we hope to see everyone out there.